Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. In this video, I'm going to talk about why it's important to learn how to be a good customer, right? I don't think this is talked about too much in the business world. In fact, if I do like a Google search about like being a better customer, it's almost non-existent, right? It's about like how can you give better customer service. But if you read this blog article, well, 10 ways to identify and lose bad customers, you just do the opposite and you'll automatically be a good customer, right? And one of the reasons why it's important to be a good customer is because if you're a bad customer, people don't want to give you goods and services. They don't want to work with you, right? I know a contractor who did my who fixed up my rental property. And the first day we met, he says, "Yeah, man, I hate working with real estate investors." And I think we were cool, right? Because I told him like I'm totally new, and I was asking for a quote, and and he's an investor too. He has like I think 14 rental properties or something in Georgia, and he's from New York, and he's really good. And he fixed up my house in 2 weeks, or rental property in 2 weeks when it was like really really ugly. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't like working with real estate investors because they never pay on time, and it's kind of like the same complaints that you hear about like investors talking bad about contractors, where it's like, oh, they never do the job on time, or they're not on budget, right? so, but in this video, I want to address that. Hey, if you learn to be a better customer, the main benefit of that is that people will want to work with you, right? Whereas if you're a cheap customer, trying to nickel and dime, especially if you're a customer who doesn't do that much volume with the supplier, like let's say you do make one purchase every 5 years, right? Like you sell a property once every 5 years, like you can't demand the world from a realtor, right? That doesn't make sense. But if you have like 20 houses for sale because you're doing so many fix and flips, yeah, you can negotiate prices and you have a lot more leverage. And the third party supplier is definitely willing to make concessions because we're both parties are benefiting from a transaction, right? And I'm going to tell you the easiest way to learn how to be a better customer is just pay your suppliers as quickly as humanly possible, right? And so with things that are not a big deal, like there are certain things that I pay immediately that I don't even check if the work is done because it's not worth my time. But the thing is that I have a system of checks and balances to make sure the work is done. But let's say like I have a landscaper, right? Um, when I get a text message from that landscaper, I'm paying that landscaper immediately. And one of the ways I have like a checks and balances system is that if the landscaping isn't done, then the tenant will complain to me, right? So you gotta have little things like that. But I'm just saying, if you're dealing with decent folk, honest people, I don't wait to pay them. I pay them the moment of they say, "Hey, the job is done." There's some exceptions here and there. So, for example, if a contractor says, "Hey, it's done," I'm actually going to drive over the property the same day and just check. And then once I check with my own eyes, okay, you know, I'll pay you the same day, right? Not a problem. But I totally understand how. Here's the thing: like most people, as a customer, they don't understand how much they have how much influence they have in the customer vendor relationship, right? Like if you're a better customer, then the vendors that you work with, yeah, will say, "Yes, I want to do more business with you. Yes, I'll even give you discounts." But so many people are like, "Oh, I don't want to pay you anything," and then wonder like why nobody wants to like actually work with them. You know, it's kind of weird how that works. But if you just read this article, it'll just pretty much identify what like explain exactly what I've been saying, which is learn how to pay people as quickly as possible. So he says, we all know bad customers are unpleasant to deal with. The consequences of bad customers can reach into other aspects of your business too. They contribute to churn, and when they don't listen to you, they don't realize the value you're offering. They take up much more share of their resources. So let me just go down here. Um, they don't. You see how number one is they don't pay on time or ever. This is why I say like you want to recreate an awesome relationship with your vendors. Just pay them as quickly as possible, right? Number two, don't pay enough. It's like I don't know what's the deal with that. Again, pay them as quickly as possible. Unclear changing demands, want all the attention, aren't available, aren't honest, are abusive or threaten your staff, make unreasonable demands, complain to anyone who listen, don't listen to you, right? And so here's the thing. I realize that people who are professionals aren't exactly all professional, right? But in my world, this is how I think about, me evaluating vendors is that if I pay someone to do something, I'm actually not going to do all the due diligence in the upfront, like as long as they're not like a super scam artist or sketchy or whatever. But here's the thing: somebody could have like 5-star Google reviews, and they could still suck, right? Like the internet has shown us that people can manipulate reviews, and you can do all the research in the world and still get ripped off. So what I do is that I just ask someone just to do a small job first for me, and if they can do $100 job, then like do that job, small job, really really well, then yes, I want to give them $1,000 job or a $10,000 job, right? Like, I kind of you kind of have to test the waters rather than going all in with someone you don't have that relationship with. And this is kind of how banks determine like how much credit they're going to give to you. So like if they don't know anything about you or you're relatively young, they'll give you a $500 credit card. Oh, you've been making small payments over time and been good with the credit card. Let's raise that to 1,000, 5,000, right? I always just, if I see this is how banks work and they have the tallest buildings in downtown, why wouldn't I just follow their model? They get ripped off all the time. People don't pay off their credit cards. They do all this due diligence, yet they still get ripped off. I get it. I mean, no one's 100% perfect, but I like to follow their model, which is do small relationships first. And then once people have created a history with you, then you increase your offerings. But if you as a customer can't even pay your small invoice, right? If and I'm the vendor, why would I want to do a big job for you, right? See, we're all testing each other in different positions and ways, right? It's kind of like if you're a teacher and you can't do, and I give you like two homework problems and I give you a week to do it and you can't even do those two homework problems, then I don't want to like give you more homework, right? It doesn't make sense. But that's just, yeah, that's just how I work. So for me, I just don't do like super due diligence with people I work with. I engage with them, I will pay them, and then I will evaluate if they suck or not. And usually I start with the very small transactions. All right. Well, this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Yeah, so this is about how to be a better customer. And again, whatever role you're in, whether you're a vendor or a customer, be good at your role, right? All right. Well, let's speak to you all next time, and we will what am I thinking? There's something that else I want to say. Oh yeah, yeah. So I've kind of closed off the Google form for now temporarily. So if you want to join the group, I don't think the Google form will do anything, but no worries. It's still under construction. So, but I'll just keep making videos and then we'll open it up when it's ready. All right. Well, have a great day, everybody.